Intra Games.
Dislodge. Take off. Hypnotize. Great. Activated. Heal high velocity. Light up. Heal. Approval. Get him. I'm honored. Memorize. Magic. Aha! Precisely. My turn. Speed run. Protect. Too big. Beep beep. Topple. Cool. Draw. You bet. Defeat. Take off. Hypnotize. Dislodge. Easy peasy. Leave it to me. Faster. Memorize. Second one? Game time! Steal.
Womp womp.
Light up. Active. Empty.
I accept.
Topple.
Womp womp.
Draw.
Indeed. On it.
Defeat.
Womp womp.
For science! Oh, another challenge!
Defeat.
Watch out! Dislodge all. Yes! I'm right here. Hypnotize. Works for me.
You chose well. Prepare yourself.
Get him. On it. Memorize. Third one. Right up.
Go time. Keep accelerating.
Draw.
Sing it.
Protect.
Simple. Of course.
Empty.
Defeat.
Ow! Womp womp.
Commandant. Hypnotize. Dislodge all. Seal. Get him. Smart. My turn. Light up. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So cool. Empty. Protect.
Womp womp. Wah, wah.